Dominick Izzo, bull of MLM, Network Marketing Warfare Podcast, and today we're going to war with Jessie Lee Ward. That's as simple as that. Yes, we are. Listen, we're going to scam right over this. We do not scam. I fucking jump right into the word scam in a network marketing podcast. We're going to scan right over the intro. I'm not going to waste any time with that. Jessie Lee Ward, hashtag Boss Lee. You just need to look her up, get some information on her, go from there. What we're going to dive into today is we need a full deep dive into some strong aspects of who Jessie Lee Ward is for this industry, the importance of what her message is, and how so many people in this network marketing industry can benefit that. Number one, thanks for joining us. I know you're busy as shit, and I really appreciate you taking time out.
I'm excited to be here. I like the intro there. That was very intense.
Darth Vader, man. Darth Vader. We're going to war. Listen, I'll recap on this in the beginning so you get my position. I've been in the industry for going on 13 years. And I came from the network marketing industry where I was very embarrassed about it. I was recruited, for Amway when I was 18, and I didn't go into it. And I hid my involvement with the industry for years. And then when I left law enforcement, I have that personality of where I have to burn my boats, right? And if I'm going to do something, I have to do it all the way. So I went, all right, I'm going to go back into network marketing. And, I've discussed this with you before, is I had people in my upline saying, you're not duplicatable, your language, the way you dress, you're doing stuff in a professional studio, all this. And I went, okay, maybe I could just focus on X, Y, and Z. For my experience to Jessie Lee Ward is I saw this woman on social media being unabashedly who she is. And it didn't fit the narrative of what this industry is. Watched her content, said it before. She annoyed me and pissed me off because as a man who's very egocentric, and I do have narcissistic tendencies, I'm watching her stuff and I'm going, there's no way that a fucking female is going to outdo me. And number two, there's no way a younger woman is going to outdo me. What is this about her? And what you did for me was, you give people permission to be themselves in this industry. So what I want to talk about today is, because your content is non-stop. And I will tell you this, Jessie Lee Ward's content is non-stop business and personal development in this industry. I don't care who you're with. If you're not watching her content, you are missing out on the giant picture of what this industry is going to be capable of. But more so, I don't think what you talk about enough is the leadership in this industry and the way it's going to change for the next 10 to 20 years is going to come at the helm of the way that people like you specifically teach and lead. So I want to start off with a 360 view of where you're at now in this network marketing space. Where's your mindset? You've done it all. You've achieved such great things. You don't seem to be slowing down. But in this immediate space, where's your head at in this industry? Because we're going to get into what you feel need to be changed and all that. But I want to hear where you're at now in this particular journey of Jessie Lee Ward network marketing.
Sure. So appreciate all that. I love that. It's really cool. I looked up my insights just the other day because I'm launching this accelerator education program, and the marketing team I'm working with is like, is it's going to be all women who join? All women. I said, over 40% of my followers are male. They said, what? I said, now the men don't comment as much. The men DM and have business conversations with me. It's just different. I said, no, I don't only attract women, which I think is really cool. So I like that, turning the industry on its head and leadership on its head, and just showing people you can really be exactly who you are. But my vision of where I'm going, and I appreciate you noticing that I'm not slowing down at all, is really that. People, they can say that I was going to slow down or something. I took a month-long vacation for the first time in my life. Okay. 11 and a half years of the grind. I took 1 month vacation only so I could come back and just rip the face off the profession again. So I am in a very much so dominate all things, recruit, specifically only multiple 6 and 7 figure earners, or the people who want to make that. They don't have to have made that already in the past. But really, I love working with people that are different, people that are the misfits, people who are a little rough around the edges, people who speak their mind. And I really think those are the world changers. And so you ask about where I think this profession is going to go. And I think that is the only option and the only opportunity for this profession to continue to grow is for people who actually have, I don't have balls, but I'd say the balls to lead, to navigate with the people that are, like I said, rough around the edges, or the people who are a little bit divisive, or the people who really just want to do things differently. So this is year 5 in my current company, and so I guess the warm up is officially over, and so now it's just time to go really nuts, and that's where I am.
I think you attract masculine energy, and that females do have masculine energy. And I think one of the biggest things for you is that you're giving permission and validation in this industry for it to be taken seriously. A big thing is I come from the law enforcement profession. I ran for office, right? I couldn't afford to have my persona be, oh, you're going into that pyramid scam industry. So one of the biggest things you did, again, for me was going, all right, here's a woman who's giving credibility to this industry on a leadership a level that it does support masculine energy. What outside influences, because it blows me away. You know, I got a lot of blue check mark friends and whatnot, and I'm always looking, and they're in different industries, and they follow Jessie Lee Ward, where most people, you know, they're gonna shun network marketing. What outside influences in either business or competitive sports or anything competitive influence you to bring it into this industry and drive it with your methodology?
So I love it. You know, the blue checks, the business gurus, the sports crazy. You know, it's like I travel internationally, and I was in Iceland, and there was a boy at the bar, and, you know, we connected or whatever. And he goes, "Oh my God, why does Thor follow you?" But he called him by, you know, his real Icelandic name. I said, "Because we're friends." He's like, whoa, the mountain. I'm like, oh God, you know, here we go. But I love that. Bridging the gap between the traditional business world and network marketing is actually really important to me. And it's, you know, people like Stuman is one of my best friends. And Stuman, when we first started our relationship, one of the first things I heard him say on stage was, you know, he said something about network marketing. Like he said something about it being scammy or whatever. And I pulled him to the side and I said, you don't know what I do you? He said, huh? I said, you don't know what I do you? He said, I don't, maybe not. I said, okay. Do you believe in me as a businesswoman? You know, we had this very open conversation, and he said, yeah, like you're the biggest badass woman I've ever met, you know? Or he said, the only other, you and my wife, you know, because he always gives props to his amazing wife, right? And I said, okay, so I'm the #1 network marketer in the world. He goes, what? But I like your business advice. I said, yeah. So just an example of that. But for me, that really was important to me. And so I never really was somebody who followed all of the network marketing greats. I've never had a network marketing coach. Eric Worre is, of course, my mentor, but that's more so to see where I could go with this. And then obviously little nuances and things like that on how to scale and things that are unique to network marketing he's helped me a lot with. But in regards to who has actually coached me, mentored me, you know, I picked up the business books of the greats. You know, Ed Mylett had now it's ironic. Ed, of course, it owns a network marketing company. A lot of people don't know that, but which is a maybe topic for a different conversation, but he's very business. So I learned a lot of business stuff by following a lot of his lead, following just traditional business owners. I read a lot of books around, you know, everything from culture to scaling to marketing to copywriting to you name it. I wasn't learning it from people who did it in network marketing. I wasn't learning recruiting just from people that are network marketers and could recruit people. I wanted to learn, you know, I learned a lot of leadership from like Jocko Willink and all these, you know, military guys. I used to listen to a ton of Andy Frisella. I just talked on my on stage last week how I had a Tony Robbins coach who I still listen to him, of course, you know, like Andy's my dude. But
I got to be on his podcast a couple weeks ago.
I know, I'm so proud of you. And I had an elite coach of Tony Robbins who quite frankly kind of yelled at me and said, you've got to shut off these men that are just screaming. And I said, but these men, they speak business, you know? And she's like, that's fine. But you know, you can learn from them, but you got to turn them off, and you're never going to get into feminine flow. And so I really like the dominant male energy in regards to business. You know, I went to the 10X conference in maybe 2016 and connected with a lot of people there. And I really wanted to get into the business world. I didn't just want to be the network marketer. I really wanted to show people, yes, you can get very rich in network marketing, but wealth is amassed through understanding business and understanding actual entrepreneurship and understanding investing. And so you need to learn that from people that are not just network marketers. And so that was my methodology, and it seems to have served me pretty well. So
I want to talk about something that you actually say that you coined and the importance of it. If you watch Jesse's content, you're going to see that you are pretty much the Michael Jordan of network marketing, because where he would go and work on free throws thousands of times, your message doesn't change. You're constantly about repetition over and over and over again, and people just need to strip that away. But you you have the moniker of the greatest network marketer, all right? You're the number one network marketer. And when you really take that down, that's measurable based on either monetary, it's based on public perception, it's based on this, it's based on what you say. And I think the importance of that is, I'm not big into manifestation without action and discipline, and you have both. So I want to hear the importance of the connection, because we've heard your story. You know, you weren't really pleased where you were, and you shout at yourself in the mirror. When you're projecting it out in the world, I'm the number one network marketer out there. Do you welcome others to sit there and kind of model that? And they could be starting out in day one and go, no, I'm the greatest network marketer out there, and adopting that mindset and putting it into action. What is the importance of having that nonstop goalpost immeasurable title, and where you took it, you took that title, and then applying that to skills developed through repetition?
Yeah. So kind of back to your point about who do I follow? The only other thing I really follow is great athletes, like the MFers who they will bulldoze you. I went to game 4 of the Mavs and Golden State, and people were like, "Oh, you're a Mavs fan." You know, I got the suite and did whatever. I said, I literally don't care about the Dallas Mavericks. I care about watching Stephen Curry. You know, so I wanted to see what the great does when he wins or he loses or he misses a shot or does whatever. Same thing, you know, you get around, you know, a Tom Brady or yeah, you mentioned Michael Jordan. I appreciate that. These kinds of things. There's just a way that people who are the best move. That's the only way I can really describe that. And so, look, your success starts in your mind. So I'm very aligned with you in that, yes, okay, this manifestation thing, but it's manifestation in action. It's not, oh, I wish and hope on a star. I'm going to sit in a hammock and I'm just going to get rich. And that's one of the problems with network marketing, if we're going to be totally honest about this, is there are people who hit the fucking lottery. Okay. There are people who they recruit 2 people who happen to be actual drivers in business. They recruit 3 people, however many legs you need. And they do sit on beaches in California or Bali or Australia or wherever. And they literally do just sip, you know, cocktails or mocktails and smoke pot and do whatever and cash $100,000 a month checks. It does happen. Okay. But I like to remind people that person feels a certain way about themselves. I don't care what you say. Okay. That person that's cashing $100,000 plus month, whatever it is, 50,000, 20,000, 10,000. I don't care. They do not feel good about themselves. And ultimately people need to not try to hit the lottery. They need to try to work. But I really believe it starts in your mind. So my statement that you were referring to when I was shouting in a mirror, for people who haven't followed me yet, was just, I would look in a mirror and I would scream, "I'm the best and the best and the best and the best. I am better than all the rest. Everybody wants to join my team. 1, 2, 3. Yes." And I would do it over and over and over again every day. Anytime I'm being lazy, I'd look at a mirror and scream at myself. You know, like actually, I did this today. I was like clapping at myself, like, come on, your state is whack, you know, and I know it's because our weather's been terrible here, but I'm like, get your energy up, girl. Like, come on. So I'm still talking to myself, and everybody should do that. I knew there's stages to it. So I don't know that I knew I'd be the best network marketer, but I knew I could be the number one recruiter in each company. Then I knew I could be the number one in sales in our company, you know, each respective company. And then I knew that I could be the top trainer as long as I put in the action and put in the work. I knew I could do all these little things like that. And then it came to a point where, to your point, number one network marketer, my income, I don't know any network marketer with an income consistent as mine. At the amount it is. Holy smokes. Okay. And I'm not here to make any income claims. This is how people get pissed off. This is how, you know, the stupid videos get made. My money is crazy. I don't report it to anybody, again, because I don't need an FTC, whatever. So you can Google whatever you want. You can, she's not even on Google. Thank God. Okay. Like, that should not be my goal should not be that Google says it. My goal should be, look at my lifestyle. Are you blind? You're deaf, dumb, and blind, I think, if you can't tell. All right. That's the first thing. Second thing, though, is just, you know, I am super influential in this space. And so I didn't start really saying anything about number one in the world until Eric, who is the most influential person over the network marketing space, aside from me and possibly Fraser Brooks, right, started saying, this is my number one student. Everything this girl touches is gold. She's the one who is consistent. She's the one in the trenches. She's the one who sees a new platform and hits it and does it hard. She's on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and podcasts and You know, like, that's when I started shifting my language around that. But I think more people, yeah, you know what you need to do? You need to believe in yourself a little bit more. Okay. I don't care if it's network marketing or business or I don't care, but it starts here. Everything starts here in your mind before it ever manifests itself or creates itself into reality, whatever you want to call it. So, yes.
I think a more accurate description of you, if I was going to compare you to an athlete, would be Floyd Mayweather Jr. I love Floyd Mayweather Jr. He calls himself the best ever. And you can either measure that by the money he's made or the fact that look at his work ethic, 365 days a year in the gym. He's never been defeated. I think, honestly, what an attribute that I really want to talk about again moving forward is you haven't slowed down in that most people in your position, they're on the back burner in the network marketing space. They're giving lectures, they're teaching people, they don't do it anymore. And there's a lot of big names out there that just don't do it anymore. You are consistently going back to square one. Why is that important for leadership if you're going to continue to develop 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners, and you don't need to recruit? Why are you at this point where you're always leading the charge? You're not a general who sits back and dictates. Why is that foundation of what you do?
Yeah. So I guess there's a couple things. I'm not great at math, Dominic. Okay.
I'll wiggle my toes. We'll both figure it out.
Got a lot of skill sets. Mathematics is not necessarily one of them. However, I am more of a addition and multiplication kind of girl, not so much a subtraction and division. So for me, people say, oh, well, it's like if you watch a TikTok from 2 months ago, I had 12 businesses. Well, now I got 14, one network marketing. It's like, I'm just interested in doing more. Do more, get better. Do more, get better. Do more, get better. That is the equation for success in all businesses. It's not do less and you get better. And then, that's one of the big failures I find of people in business is your skill sets increase and you start putting in lower numbers and you expect for your business to grow. It makes no sense. If your skill set got higher and you kept the same amount of numbers or you added more numbers, you would multiply so much faster. And so I know I'm in a unique stage of my life. I'm 33. I'm young. I have a ton of energy to do it. I understand life might change. Y'all on the internet are so good at reminding me, life happens. Okay, well, life's not happening right now, you Larry loser. So while it's not happening and I have all the energy in the world and I am healthy and wealthy and blessed and happy and excited and whatever, and I wake up jumping out of bed and I'm super freaking passionate and you can't stop me, can't slow me down. I can get 2 hours of sleep. I don't care. I'm going to work like I got 12. You know what? I'm going to use that gift and I'm just going to work harder. So that has translated into leadership because I will tell you right now, it is going to be difficult for you to attract people who want to run if you're not running. Okay. It is going to be really difficult for you to attract people who actually want to run if you're not running. I can't stand, I recruit these people and they just don't want to work. I want to say, well, look at you. Look at your social media. You post a story every 2 days. You post, your last post is 7 days ago on your wall post. Your last live video is 3 months ago. You don't even have a podcast. You don't even have a YouTube. You're literally lazy as hell. And you're so shocked that runners don't want to run with you. But you say you want to create a legacy. You say you're a great leader. You say all these things. No, you're retired. You might not say you're retired. Your actions are saying everything I need. And I don't ever want to be that leader that is incongruent with the things that I train people to do. If I tell you that you need to post Facebook Reels, I'm going to post Facebook Reels. I post 3 a day. If I tell you I'm going to post If I tell you I'm going to post on TikTok, I'm going to post on TikTok every day. If I tell you you need to do Facebook, Instagram Reels, you can make sure you go on my page. Duh. I post them every day. If I tell you to go live, you can guarantee your leader's going to do the thing she says. I'm not in a retirement stage. So for me, it's just, oh my God, just do more. Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching. And I'm not going to say who yet because I'm really excited about it, but I just recruited these bombs, multi-million-dollar earners out of Canada yesterday. Okay. So we're about to rip the face off of Canada now. I cannot freaking wait. And the wife, she goes, well, actually, this will all tie in more to our podcast on Monday, but it's very congruent with why they joined me. But anyway, so just authenticity, right? But she said, girl, I've been following you for 5 years. I said, 5 years? She goes, you're so consistent. You're just even more authentic now after 5 years. Nothing's changed. You're still running super hard. You're still doing all the content. You're still top recruiter. You're still top in sales. You're still top at leadership development. That's what leaders want. Leaders want to join leaders. They don't want to join losers.
What is your concept on giving? Because one of the things about you is you actually communicate with people who almost don't benefit you, right? Meaning that I slid in your DMs about a year ago and I, hey, I want to have you on a podcast. You didn't know me. I had no ability to benefit you whatsoever. You personally gave me your time. We don't work together. I don't benefit. I don't make you money, but you will give me your time. We can have a conversation. Why do you feel that it's essential to still give back to people who really don't benefit you? Everybody wants your time. You're a huge public figure. You've got so much. Why do you give to those who can't give you anything?
Maybe because it just feels good. I was the girl that was really counted out my whole childhood. And when I wanted something, it was always a no. And it's not to say my time is limitless. So I'm friends with Bradley. We're good friends. I just saw something he posted. He's like, I hate when people say, Can I pick your brain? No, you just ask the question. So when you messaged me, there was no like tiptoeing around, hey, can I pick your brain? It was like, hey, da, 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 here's your question, right? So I can quickly respond to that. It's no problem. I like direct people. I like good conversation. The only thing that ever doesn't even bother me, but I'm kind of like, ugh, is something somebody has the audacity to message me and ask me a question that I have literally trained or coached or mentored or posted about at least 50 times. Like I mentioned my biohacking doctor. I'm not even kidding. I probably tagged him in 15 posts.
Can you send me a link?
And I'm like, you don't follow closely enough. The answer is no. Like you're driving me crazy. Yeah. Or, hey, hi. It's like, oh God. But no, I like serving people. I guess that's all I can say. But I like giving without expectation. I think maybe it's karma. Maybe it's like I said, I was counted out for so long. Maybe, I don't know, but I guess it just feels
you
good.
break the mold of a lot of people. You know what? You and I are friends, and I've said you in the past. It's like there's parts of you that you do have this massive grand persona, but behind the scenes you're still a human being. And I think that there's got to be the times where you cut people off and your business and you're this, but people don't understand that service does feel good. I mean, I'm a retired cop. It felt good to serve my community. Let's talk about problem solution of this industry. I don't want to get into the naysayers. I don't want to get into the idiots who are going to be enjoying this podcast like crazy because they're going to be watching. But I want to talk about.
Hi, stalkers.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I will tell you this for those behind the scenes.
Obsessed, right? Like
I was about to give you credit. She doesn't even waste time with you guys. There are times I will send her content and she's like, yeah. I'm like, you don't even watch, do you? No. So you guys don't even bother with your time on that, but that's fine.
They will though.
I know they will. No, you don't waste your time with them.
No, I know, but they definitely waste their time.
All right, you're young, you got a great mindset, you're aggressive. Now, people like me are going to want to come out of the woodwork in the next 5 years, plus for the network marketing space, because we saw what the pandemic did, which was give credibility to businesses working from your home, working from your social media. You've got a recognized problem in this industry, right? We got the hey hun industry. We've got the hey, you're going to make six figures in your next 6 days. You're given the staff of power, right? All control goes right to Jessie Lee Ward. You're about to change the network marketing industry. What are the first few things that you do to set the standard that you think every leader should have in network marketing?
Wow. Okay, I had no chance to prepare for this.
You're good.
Now that
you're good.
Put on the stand. No, it's no problem. Things that must change. I just think that the people need to be more honest. Okay, so are there people who come in and make six figures immediately? Yeah, but I wish people would be real about it. So so I'm an example of this. My first year, I made six figures in direct sales. In my first year network marketing, I made $1 million. That's a fact. You can go look, like it's all documented. With that said, everyone needs to write this down. You are being promoted or punished based off of your past. Okay. I was somebody that always was very servant related. If a friend needed me to pick them up because their car broke down and they needed a DD or they needed whatever, or even not even a friend, really just an acquaintance, I was always the girl who's like, just text Jessie Lee, she'll get you. Okay. I never asked for handouts ever, which is a different topic, but it drives me freaking crazy these days. Never asked for handouts. Never was the person who wouldn't show up when you needed me. I did all these favors for people for years and years and years and years and years. And even when I was getting bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied, I was always kind. And so I never cashed those checks. Those I want people to think of as uncashed checks. So then when I joined direct sales and I had never asked anyone for anything, I had never borrowed money, I had never done all these things, I had never scammed anyone, never hurt anyone, always showed up, always done this, always went to the 1-year-old's birthday parties, 2-year-old's birthday parties, blah, 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 blah. When it was time to cash the checks, I was able to cash the checks. A lot of you have been takers your whole life, and then you join a business opportunity and you expect to take more, and people look at you like you lost your damn mind. You're being punished. Now you got to build credibility, and it's going to take time. So with that said, I just think the realities need to be more honest. Okay. Is it possible? Yes. Is it easy? Hell no. Okay. I think there needs to be more actual skill-based training. If I were president of the network marketing world, I would stop treating it like it's a totally separate business. Okay. The reason our team, I think, thrives and grows, and for 12 years almost now, and I've never gone backwards. Okay. Again, not normal. I didn't treat it like network marketing. I did not normalize the stuff that people try to normal. High highs are so normal, and then low lows. Says who? That is stressful. If you're making 10 grand one month and 2 grand the next month, I'm having panic attacks. Okay. I can't have that. I want steady business, steady action. And so I've treated it like a business. I think that network marketers need to go to real business conferences. They also need to have their corporate office, not just train on mindset and not just train on motivation. Like, what is that? No, I want to know how to sell. I want to know how to recruit. I want skill-based training on top of motivation. If you got to put in the motivation so the people that are like sitting in corners crying can feel, motivated. All right. I think that that's important. I think that there needs to be more celebration of excellence. I think that the network marketing profession has a whole lot of celebration of mediocrity. Okay. A lot of celebrating of mediocrity. And to me, maybe that's just my personality type. I think there is a place for those people. It's probably events where they can just hug and kiss and dance and do all this stuff. But putting the wrong people on stages is destroying companies. Okay. I also think that there needs to be something where you age out, so to speak, again, based off of standards. I just had this conversation with my company, actually. Oh, I don't know. Well, I've been saying it for years, and we had a really good conversation in Cancun. And I just said, make an executive board. Okay, make an executive board where people who have served their time and are no longer performing feel good still. But you don't get to make business decisions. Look at your sales. Why are you training on stages? You clearly don't know how to sell. You're retired. Sit down. Right? You need to create a space where people who want to compete can compete. It's the only way to really win and drive. And then let me see. Oh, wow, you got me on a tangent. I didn't think I had all this inside me. It's all inside me. And then I just think there needs to be more where the top network marketers actually mingle with other business professionals. This takes you back to one of the first questions you asked, but wow, why do all these blue checks follow Jessie Lee and engage on my stuff, and we're friends and we meet and we take photos, whatever, we have these relationships? Well, because you can find me at business conferences. Okay. You can find me at masterminds. You can find me contributing my expertise in whatever. I have a multitude of expertises. You can find me contributing to these people's lives at business conferences, funnel hacker stuff that I don't even know how that works. I'm speaking at trafficking conversion. That's not for network marketers, right? You can see me anywhere. And then the last thing I'll say is there needs to be, I really think that if network marketing is going to get great, network marketers or CEOs or whatever, they really have to get better at creating a better bridge between the field and corporate. This is a really big problem. There's a lot of corporate leaders who have never built or are so out of touch with how to build in 2022, and they're not trusting their leadership core to show them how to get to the next level. And that's causing a plateau as well. So I think there's a lot of things, clearly. I'm sure there's 100 more things that I could think about. But I really actually like what you do in regards to the professionalism of all of it. You're, for anyone who's just listening, you're not watching. Dominick's always in suits and ties. I'm not, but
it was a direction. I had to go because of the last. I went back to the first company I was with for years. And when I got recruited to the second company, I didn't take the guy seriously. He had a flat brim hat on and a, affliction shirt on. I'm like, okay. And then you do this, you make how much money? I needed a uniform for me to be taken seriously. That was my choice. And it goes back into you being you. You didn't normalize. I want to go back for a second. You didn't normalize the things that everybody does, right? The Pied Piper aspect. Oh, I believe in you and just keep going forward. And then you started to normalize the sales aspects of it. I don't know if anybody listens to Jessie Lee Ward's content, but she's always talking sales. You're talking sales, you're talking business. And that's your numbers are going to keep going up and you don't have that ebb and flow. It's because you normalize things that people are afraid to normalize. How much resistance did you get from people who were parallel to you, either in your company or other network marketers going, well, you know, we do this and this. And I've never spoken to him. I like his content. I like him as a person, but like the psychological aspect of Ray Higdon's go for no. It's like if I was an alcoholic and I said, I'm Dominick Izzo, I'm an alcoholic, I've been 15 years sober, I'm reinforcing that mindset of I'm an alcoholic. The one thing I never understood was if you're going for a negative no, you're going to reinforce that behavior, but that's behavior. No one is talking about skill sets of objection handling, of marketing versus sales, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I see your stuff and I'm like, she's talking about this stuff. What was the importance of normalizing the real meat of this industry?
Kind of goes back to what I said, but I'll say it a different way. You're not going to pray yourself to $1 million a year or a month. Okay. You have to have skills. I was not good when I started. I was terrible. My closing ratio was like 1 out of every 75 conversations. I was word vomiting on people and literally no brevity. You know, I'm like, I was a mess. I didn't know how to recruit. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. And for whatever reason, people thought that they could just, you know, wish their way to the top or break through a board and whoa, now I'm going to be a millionaire. Like I immediately didn't resonate with that. I've never said this before, but I'll say this. Okay. My first event ever was in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. I'm going to sound like such an asshole. I don't care. I'm just going to say it. Okay. Hold on. I got to.
Good. You're in good company.
Oh, God. Okay. So I really don't resonate with the hocus pocus, woo, like screaming, crying,
team building, dancing stuff that everybody should be doing that has never existed in a corporate boardroom ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I get like embarrassed. I don't know how to explain. Like it's literally, I think it's embarrassment. So we go and I have a photo from it and I still remember it's this board breaking ceremony. You're like writing down, all the things that are holding you back. And then one of the leaders holds a board and then you your karate chop the board. And then I remember being there 22 years old and everyone is crying. You know, I'm breaking through. My life's not the same. And like, I have these photos of people and I'm the one who broke it and went, okay, so what's next? Like, are we going to learn? Are we going to go learn some skills now? Because I don't have skills. All right. I don't have any skills. I can kung fu chop through a board, but that's because that's nothing but just strength. So, Can we go back to the conference? Like, I don't know what we're doing here. And I remember looking around and thinking, and this is my first conference, right? Being like, I'm different. I remember this. I remember thinking, everyone is really loving this. And I do not understand what is happening right now. It's the same thing, you know, the board breaking, the arrow breaking, the walking on coals, the whatever. I don't get it. And I've never said that before. But
well, it's the truth. And it's a problem I have is every time I go to a team building event, it is the dancing and whatnot. And I'm here to learn X, Y, and Z. And I had, again, the parallels and how, you know, the attraction was, and I'm watching your stuff, is I stopped doing everything that my $1 million uplearners were teaching that didn't work for me and went, wait a second. My job was to talk people into handcuffs every day of the week and make them think it was a good idea. I'm a better salesperson than every person on this team. And then that's where the skill set came in. And I liked how you got a little bit annoyed that I asked you the same question a different way twice. And you're
no,
like,
it's okay. I didn't get annoyed, but I didn't even really answer your question.
You did.
It's skills though. Like I wanted to have, not only the most weaponized team in network marketing, which we have, but then I wanted to repeat that consistently on my social media so that people can see that that's normal. I wanted people to see that the only way you're going to be really good at selling or recruiting or building a brand or doing whatever is through repetition. And the only time that you are strong enough to do it is when you don't even have to think about it. Right. So, you know, the best way to learn is to teach. Everybody knows that. So when people watch my content and they see me do it over and over and over again, or they can repeat something over and over and over again, I'm like, see, you got it now. Like you already know the answer. The answer is already inside you. And so I just think it's important. I just think we need to stop with the freaking fluff. There's so much fluff. And there's so much fake stuff on social media. That's why I don't like a lot of the coaches and stuff like that. I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You know, like really, what is breaking a board going to do for these people?
It doesn't. It does nothing. I want to talk about your leadership style importance based off of your age, your gender, and the energy. Right? You're a millennial. Your work ethic doesn't fit your gender, or excuse me, your generation, and your gender is you're feminine and you're exotic and you get your nails done and your hair and you're all out being all sassy and shit. There's got to be that persona of Jessie Lee Ward, who you are, that does attract boatloads of females, and females do dominate this industry. Where does the masculine foot down, no, this is now we're going to fucking work. Where does that bitch come into play? If you rewound 10 years, meaning you could do it now. People are going to come in your industry. You and I are, internet friends. And the second, if I worked with you, I would know that there's a time and a place for this, but this needs to get done. It's going to get fucking done. You rewind when you're in the beginning of this and you saw that mindset, I'm going to be a leader. Were you in the beginning? Okay, I can't crack the whip just yet because I need these people or this and that. When did you know it was time to divide? Playtime's over. We're going to go to fucking work now.
Yeah. That's a really great question. So I was really always constantly dominant at the beginning of this. And that goes back to needing to personally develop as a human. I didn't understand the duality of feminine and masculine energy, which now I flow in and out of really effortlessly. So, and that's literally just development and understanding and having a great coach and all of that. I have Zoom recordings from my first year in business where I'm just basically screaming at people. Like I'm wailing on them verbally, like you say you want to make money and you can't even get to a meeting. Like this literally doesn't make sense. Okay. You told me you need to make, like, I'm literally talking to people like this. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even talk like that now, even in my most aggressive masculine state, because it's not effective. But yeah, I think it's more like you get frustrated. And you realize, okay, all the things I'm doing over and over again that I think are supposed to work are not working. Why is this not working? And it was because I was just too much in this dominate, and not slowing down enough. What was happening was I was having to replace. Thank God I was learning recruiting skill sets at the very beginning because people were quitting like crazy. I never slowed down to listen to their story. I never slowed down to be empathetic to their situation. I never slowed down to really find out their goals. I didn't understand why people didn't also want to make millions of dollars a year. I didn't understand why people didn't want to travel the world. I had no concept to understand why people would continue to bitch and moan about how much gas costs. People were complaining about gas costs back then too. Welcome, like fix it, make more money, so I still have, had these thoughts, but I was just too rough around the edges. And so, I mean, I don't really.
Do you think that protected you? Do you think that prevented you from getting sucked into okay, well, I'm like this and I got 100 people on my team and 95 of them are like this and I do want to help them grow. So what does it say? Water rises or sinks to its own level. Do you think that rough around the edges protected you from that energy that could have sucked you in like a vortex?
Word the question a different way.
Do you think that if you're in a danger when you're around people who are the woe is me, and a lot of people in network marketing, especially if I have a fraction of the followers you do, and people slide in my DMs because they want to talk about business, but then that turns into, hey man, what do you think about this and that? And I'm very clear when I talk about. If I spent too much time in that, it's going to draw me down on their level for the woe is me. Now do you think that being rough around the edges, because I have to, I'm a man, I'm a male, I'm a dick, people know this. Hey, are we talking about business? No, then we're done. That's not your personality. But do you think that did protect you a little bit from being drugged down in the beginning stages of your business?
Yeah, especially when I didn't really know what boundaries were. So everything's evolved, right? Now I'm really good at implementing boundaries. Now it's very much so, okay, I work with the people who actually raise their hands and show up and work. But back then, absolutely. Back then I had to be, in ways, really had to learn through it too. But I would say, I would say I had to be in some ways unapproachable. And now it's different. Now I know I intimidate people, but I don't think it has so much to do with my personality anymore as much as it has to do with my success. That's a big shift, right? My personality used to intimidate. Now it's like, oh, but it's Jessie Lee. Like, I don't, can I talk to her? And then I'm really soft in person, so the answer is always yes. But yeah. And I think faces are popping in my head from over a decade ago. So it's interesting what you just did. I just got like Scooby-Dooed by you. But there were definitely people where, like they're right here in my head now. God, like I just wanted so much more for them than they wanted for themselves. And I didn't know how to make them do more. So I tried to push them, and then it ended up pushing them away, but it ended up being good for me that I pushed them away. Everything has a really interesting way of working out exactly how it's supposed to. And I also wish more people understood that. But, it's like people will watch your growth. Even the people you've pissed off so much and you think it's irreparable. I just saw somebody 2 weeks ago or something. I was at a conference speaking. I got booked for, and I haven't seen her in 5 years. And it wasn't like a dramatic exit. It's just she was no longer aligned with the team, with the product, with whatever, maybe with me for a bit. And she ended up posting afterwards, and I gave her a big hug in the audience after. And she's just like, it was the most healing, therapeutic, full circle moment. Like I've grown so much, you've grown so much. I needed all of that. Now, it's just people change, people grow. And if you don't allow people the right, quite frankly, to grow, then you're probably missing out on some amazing people. So.
How do you protect yourself from the toxicness of the industry? The industry does have two-faced. The industry does have a lot of naysayers, people who come in, they're in all bored. We know the stories, right? Come in, they're your biggest fans. All of a sudden, then they're out and they're saying Jessie Lee Ward's part of a scam. How do you protect yourself, especially when you're so plugged in? It's easy for a lot of people who are on social media, anonymously. You can't avoid that. So how do you personally protect yourself from that type of energy?
That's one thing I'll just say for anyone listening to this, even considering network marketing, or they're in network marketing, or they're starting to grow in network marketing, or even business in general. Forget just network marketing. People will betray you. Okay. I mean, Jesus got betrayed. Let's go. Like people are going to betray you, and it's just is what it is. And I have found that the people that turn their backs on you, you've heard me say this before. Everyone's probably heard me say this before, but it has nothing to do with you. So I used to try to rationalize this. I used to try to think, what? Why are they doing this? And then I realized it's because you invited them to the top and they didn't have the skill sets or the personality or the development, or they're just not good enough at any freaking thing to be where you are. And they're pissed off about it. And instead of getting better, which takes a lot of work, it's so much easier to quit. What I don't understand, just because it's not in my personality, I don't understand the backstabbing. So I had to start protecting myself, which was your question, right? Mm-hmm. I don't understand the defamation. I don't understand the character assassinations. I don't understand it. Like if you and I all of a sudden don't get along, we disagree on every single thing. I think you're a horrible person. You think I'm a horrible person. We're blah, blah, blah. Okay. I just won't talk to you anymore. Like if somebody brings you up, I actually don't talk to him anymore. Well, what happened? Doesn't really matter. Okay. Maturity. I don't understand it. So I don't think there's anything logical around it. And so I used to want to respond to them. I used to want to do whatever. And then I realized, for what? They're trying to make a career off of me. That's obsession. If you're making videos about people over and over and over and over and over again, you're obsessed. You have to watch countless hours of video of me over and over and over again. And you don't think that is psychotic? Well, then I got nothing to talk about. So protecting myself looks a couple of different ways. First of all, I exercise my right to the block button. Okay. I don't need to give you access to me. You don't need to then you send an anonymous thing that's like, oh, you think you're this, but you block anyone who. Yeah. You think I have to give you access to me? The audacity for you to think that that you are entitled to all this energy, all this ass? Like, I'm just kidding. I know, all right? You don't get to look at this thing be thangin', all right? No, I don't owe you anything. Stranger danger. Okay. I don't owe you a single thing. I don't owe you nothing. So that's why I exercise my right to the block button. I won't watch any of it. So you mentioned like you would send some content. Yep. You're like, I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. Yep. It's very real. Do I know the content exists? yes, I'm not crazy. Okay, I'm aware. I also just know my businesses grow the more they talk about me. I wasn't able to launch my accelerator program. I wanted to launch it on the 15th of August. There ended up being some marketing crazy stuff. The company did a ton of work for me without signing a contract. That was their fault. They sent the contract on the 14th. My lawyer on the 15th, in the morning of the 15th, goes, hell no, immediately no. I'm redlining 20 pages of the 18 pages of this, of the 24-page contract. I'm like, oh my God. So I knew it wasn't going to come out right away, right? It's like, then they make videos, yesterday, somebody sent me a video that's like, or no, it wasn't even a video. It's this little anonymous thing. There's like 7 or 8 comments that are like, they're saying your accelerator inner circle is never going to launch, blah, blah, blah. You're not, whatever. I'm like,
because business deals never fall through, right?
I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. So now on top of just marketing me, to their whole following, they're marketing my accelerator program. Thank you so fucking much. Like, I am so grateful that you now have people even more excited about the accelerator. Where is it? When's the program coming? Oh my gosh, is it done yet? Is it whatever? Like, Jessie Lee, just like, I'm just getting more and more and more messages. Like, I cannot wait for your program. I cannot wait for your coaching. I've been wanting to be coached by you generically forever. You're not hurting me. If I go down the rabbit hole of why would they say that? They don't understand business. That's why they say that. Okay. Why would they call you? Why would they say Jessie Lee's starving herself? Because I'm hot. That's what ugly people do. Okay. Like, what do you want me to say? You can't afford my biohacking doctor. Okay. It's too expensive for you. Sit down. Okay. Well, she bought her teeth. Yes. Number 1 guy in the whole world. Like, absolutely. They look so good. You could never. This is like 5 years salary for you. Sit down. Okay, like, we're just not the same. I don't need to, like, there's no point in going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I am thriving. You look at me, it is so obvious. Everything in my life is thriving. I'm getting invited to stages every single day. Oh my God, we need the strongest. Someone said they need the strongest, most powerful female speaker. I told them they had to call Jessie Lee. Like, who's losing and who's winning here? It is very obvious who has the W, and it's not them. So if you need to protect yourself, just remind yourself who the hell you are. I don't need them to like me. Quite frankly, what I need for them to do is keep not liking me, keep talking about me, keep elevating my name, keep my name in your mouth. Please make more videos. I know you will. So I just want to say thank you. Like, this is a public freaking thank you. You've elevated my brand more than you realize. When they Google me, there's a porn star with my same name. I'm higher than the porn star, and that girl has AVN nominations. Like, look what you've done. You've turned this into a whole thing. Thank you. I didn't even get naked once. Thank you. My God. Incredible.
All right, let's close this out. I want 1 or 2 things, and they're going to go both ways. All right, 10 years ago and then 10 years in the future. What are 1 or 2 things that you think were key to your success that you would have either done differently or less or more? And then what are 1 or 2 things you're going to do over the next 10 years to take yourself to the next level?
Okay. All right. So 1 or 2 things that are key that I would have done. I will just say, I guess we'll let you said less or more. Okay. Now this is from the beginning. I used to care about people's opinions quite too much. So if a leader in the company said, don't use social media, I would do it, but I would tiptoe. Okay. Which means I wasn't really following my intuition. And anybody listening to this that's a business owner, you know what the hell you're supposed to do. Okay. You have that gut feeling. It's like, damn, I think I need to post more reels. I think I should go live more. I think I should go to, there's a real estate event in my area. I think I should probably go and just network and, get to know some of the business players in my town. What you're supposed to do. I wish I did a lot more of that. A lot more of just trusting my gut and going all the way in. The other thing I wish I would have done earlier, so again, more, not less, is I wish I had just gotten around more people who scared the crap out of me, not in network marketing, but like, the problem I find with network marketing, this is why I really like how many people follow me that are not involved in anything I actually do. They just watch me for inspiration, etc. I want more people to understand, if you're only doing network marketing, even at the highest level, you're playing very small. So I was on the phone yesterday with Cole Hatter, and he's like, girl, like, your investments, like, I know you're in this and this and this. What else is going on? Like, I got a stage for you, blah, blah, blah. And so we were just chatting for a little bit. And he said, you're so smart. because you make more money than anybody in network marketing. But I know network marketing isn't even your biggest income source anymore. I say, yeah. Okay. And so I wish I had spent more time with the people who are making $1 million a day, or billionaires, which now I know a whole bunch of them, right? Or which is not like a brag on me. It's a brag on like, get yourself around the right circles, right? And I wish I would just spend time around people who view money as, I can print this. Because now that's me. Now I know I print money. Like it's crazy. But I didn't do enough of that 10 years ago, 8 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago. And then when I made the shift to get around people who, are driving $2 million cars, literally, you just kind of look at them like, I thought I was doing really well. I think there's more to this, and it just stretches you. So I would have gotten around more opportunities to really be stretched and pushed and pulled and whatever in a whole bunch of different directions. I would have done that. To go to the next level in the next 10 years, it's a bit of the same thing. To the point of when we were kind of talking about like manifestation, saying what you want. I specifically use the language, I only recruit multiple 6-figure and 7-figure annual earners. That's with intention. Okay. Is that 100% fact right now? Of course not. I recruit people who have never made $100 in an opportunity. I recruit people who have no influence whatsoever. However, I know who I need to recruit in order to go to the next level, and I need the alphas. I need the people that piss people off. I need the A players. I need the people that are just going to butt heads with me, but we're going to have such a good relationship that we're just going to fly together. And so that is definitely a main focus of mine. And then the second part is really just continue to change this profession. I want it to be something that is so looked at as that is the number one stepping stone to get people to enter the business world, understand business, it's business school, and then make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, whatever you want. The limit really doesn't exist. And so I'm very focused on wealth creation. I'm not focused on getting people rich. Rich is so easy. I'm really, really focused on wealth generation, and not just for me, but for just really anybody that I get the opportunity to mentor. So
if anybody is interested in being part of your team, finding out more information, how can they wind up getting a hold of your team?
The easiest thing for me is Instagram. That is the only inbox I actually am. It's really me you're talking to. Yeah. All my other inboxes and social media is ran by staff members. It's just gotten too crazy. So if you need to get hold of me, that's Instagram. I'm Boss Lee, but you can still follow me either Boss Lee Biz or I'm Boss Lee on TikTok, Jessie Lee Ward on Facebook. And if I need to take something to email, this through Instagram, I will get you an email address or something like that if you need a booking or like whatever else.
Thank you for your time, kiddo. I love having you on. And it's going to be I won't be another year before I have you on again. Guys, Dominick Izzo, the Bull of MLM, Network Marketing Warfare Podcast. You guys have a great damn day. We'll see you on the next episode.
Awesome. Thanks, Dominick. We good?